Hey y'all, everybody's favorite bumpkin here. Actually, I'm going to set that aside for just a minute and I'm just going to come at you as just who I am. Hi, I'm Joe. A couple things that I want to get off my chest here, being how it's, technically the day after Christmas by the time you guys are watching this. However, I feel it's something that I need to say to put out to all of you to let y'all know just how much this past 6 months, not even 6 months, has meant to me here on the channel. The amount of support and encouragement that you guys have shown me since I jumped headfirst into this deep damn pool called YouTube is nothing short of astonishing. And for that, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, every single one of you. I truly don't have words to express just what exactly that means to me. I've approached this pretty much like I do a lot of things, unfortunately, where I just kind of dive headfirst into it and figure it out as I go. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not always that quite the cavalier, oh, to hell with it, let's fly by the seat of our pants type of guy, but in a lot of instances, I am, and this was one of them. For the amount of patience, the amount of encouragement, and the amount of support that every single one of you guys have shown me for the last 5, 6 months here, basically August, since we first went live with the channel here. Thank you. I appreciate your patience with me. I appreciate your commitment to us. And I appreciate the fact that you guys have stuck it out with us through all of my trip ups and all of my blunders. And every single time where I had a technical problem or something with a computer that I just couldn't quite get my head wrapped around, I owe a big, big thank you to my beloved wife unit, because even though there's times she's wanted to choke me to death in my sleep or smother me with a pillow or poison something in the fridge or various other lovely, comments that she has used throughout our relationship on the past 27 orbits around the sun of our planet. I love her with every bone in my body, as do I my children, my grandson, my son-in-law, my mama, and every single one of you guys out there in YouTube landia, okay? Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I wish every single one of you guys out there a joyous Christmas and a prosperous new year. And just to let you guys in on a little bit of my plans, here in a couple hours, I'm going to go over to my mama's house. I'm going to put her in the car, and then I'm going to take my mom to the so-called happiest place on earth. Yeah, that's right, guys. I'm taking my mama to Disney World for a couple of days over Christmas. Mom loves looking at Christmas decorations. She loves looking at Christmas trees. And that's something that we've been fortunate enough to do a few times here over the past few years since I got her moved down here to Florida with us. And that's something that I always set everything aside for and make time for my mom, because she's my mom and she's worth it. I owe that woman greatly. I owe her for everything that I have and everything that I am. My dad, too. God rest him. Mom, if you're watching this right now, I love you. And for all of you guys out there here on the channel, over on the Patreon, I want y'all to know it's been a hell of a ride so far. And Lord willing and the creek don't rise, things are going to get even wilder and out of control here in 2025 in a good way. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's tick off a couple of things that I want to give you guys a heads up on here in the coming months. Number one, we're going to do a deep dive into these Chinese clone Minkuni flat slide carburetors. Let's see what makes them tick. Let's see how similar they are to the real deal. And let's see just how good of a carburetor that we can build for a clapped out old Yamaha or anything else that you might care to strap a flat slide to. In my case, I'm going to use the Bastard Glide as basically a rolling test bed, if you will, to kind of show you some of the things that I've come up with over the past 2 years or so of having one on my bike. Couple of shortcomings that I saw that I need to address, and also a couple of improvements that I've had kicking around in my head that I just wanted to give it a shot and, say, what the hell, let's give this a try and see if it sticks. That's going to be a multi-part series on this. Now, we're not going to bang them out just one after another, because there's some time where it takes some time to, build some of these mods and also kind of backtrack and fix some of our screw-ups a little bit. And y'all know very well, I make them plenty. But the thing is, I share them with you guys, and whenever I make a mistake, I call myself out on it. And if I forget to, I depend on you guys to do it for me, because that's how this works. That's how information gets shared. That's how we grow. That's how we learn, okay? Now, another thing, I've kept this under my lid for, about a month now, something like that. But I've kind of dropped a few hints to you guys here and there. We're going to be setting Liberty Risk aside every now and then because the big bulk of the work that was involved in that bike that I wanted to share with you guys that I thought was something that would be valuable to you guys, that's something that we've already done and something we've already dived into. Now, we're still going to be working on Liberty Risk to where we can get it finished out and get my boy on it. And once we get to that point where the bike's completed and my son starts his own journey into the two-wheel world, that's something you guys are definitely going to be along for the ride with us on as well. But right now, I got a couple of things that just really, really catch my eye and kind of dropped into my lap. One of them being, I had a channel supporter and customer at the shop that was gracious enough to donate to me a bucket list bike of mine. And this was actually the first motorcycle that I rode when I first started my journey into motorcycle mechanics that really blew my mind and made me go, wow, that damn thing is fast. So what we have that we're bringing to the channel for 2025 for the first candidate for Ramblin' Parked, we got the Hammer. That's right, guys. Somehow, fate decided that I should be the caretaker of a 1994 model Kawasaki ZX11D Ninja. I think fate was confused on that day she made that decision, but I'm not going to question it, okay? Because the thing is, we got Big Zed. It's in our possession. We have it. It will be here in the shop shortly, okay? And the thing is, this bike is actually quite nice. It's not the typical clapped out beater that y'all normally associate with Ramblin' Parked. However, it does have a few shortcomings that we're going to address right off the rip because unfortunately, this bike made a trip through another shop where not only did they diagnose it incorrectly, the process and steps that they used to follow along with their diagnosis was completely off the rails. We're going to do a deep dive into that bike as part of the process. We're going to show you where they screwed up, how they screwed up, and what we're going to do to fix it to make everything right on the bike. And then after that, guess what? I'm going to strap you guys onto the nose of a bullet, so to speak. And we're definitely going to get some ride footage out of that bike. So I hope that you're ready for it because it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. All right. Now for the biggie. This has been kind of a pet project of mine, and it's something that me and a few members have talked about here over the past few weeks, actually the past few months, and we've kind of put some ideas together in our pointy little heads. Here's y'all's late Christmas present from me to y'all, every single one of y'all, okay? I know there's a lot of Discord servers out there where the lines kind of blur in between the reasons why we're there. Motorcycles, shop talk, general bullshit and dumbassery, and then it kind of devolves into more or less the normal run-of-the-mill social media where it becomes a giant mashup between Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. Now, here's the thing. I started this channel with the specific mission of, hey, let's talk about bikes. Let's talk about how to keep bikes alive. Let's talk about how to make bikes better. Let's talk about how to save you money. So that's what we're doing here. And that concludes this week's safety discussion about wayward feral flamingo herds, okay? Remember, guys, they can pick a full-grown T-Rex carcass clean in 15 minutes. Remember, Rexy? Wait, shit! People leave these damn wormholes laying around here everywhere, okay, indiscriminately. That shit's a hazard, y'all. Okay, so we fast-forwarded 2 days into the future here, and where I left off, I was kind of getting into my spiel about what we were going to be doing for Christmas for all you guys, okay? Now, that being said, I want to take just a slight minute to kind of brag on a couple of people in particular, all right? Hang on, bear with me. Number one being my mighty midgy shithead daughter. Sprague, I love you. And this here, that's bang on point, kid. You nailed it. I love this shit. Also, I'd like to give credit where credit is due to an extremely talented individual that is a very good friend of the wife unit. She sent me something. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. Y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard me reference my little pecker before. Well, apparently she did one night when she was watching my videos, and she kind of took it to the extreme a wee bit. She made me a T-shirt featuring my little pecker. That's cool as hell. I love it. Mona, thank you. I owe you. That's awesome. I laughed my ass off for about 10 minutes whenever I opened the box on this. So getting back to where we were a few minutes ago, okay? The cat out of the bag, so to speak, everybody's Christmas present. Well, here's what it is. We've been discussing for a while a platform where we could have open sharing and open discussion back and forth in both directions instead of just a platform where somebody has to reply to a post I make, i.e. Patreon. Now, that's the biggest issue that we've had with Patreon up to this point right now. Now, you guys know my Patreon has free membership options. It's 100% free. You do not have to spend one single plug nickel to join. However, there's going to be a link in the Patreon that's going to be posted, and it's going to be pinned. What that will get you is that gets you direct access to the brand spanking new Joe the Mountain Jedi Temple Discord server. That's right, folks. We finally pulled the trigger on this thing after we were weighing some options back and forth. And right now, this is the best fit for us for what our needs are and what our needs are going to be in the foreseeable future moving forward. What we want to build is we want to build a community where we have direct information sharing amongst members, from me to members. Also, because guys, you guys always give me tips and tricks that y'all have rat holed away, and a lot of those is something that I've never heard before, and it's some really good intel. I appreciate the hell out of that. So let's open that box. Let's level that playing field for everybody, okay? Now, the reason why I am asking everybody to go through our Patreon to gain access to this is not a money grab, guys. I want you to know that right now. If I have 5,000 people join the Discord on a free membership for our Patreon, that is absolutely fine with me. However, the biggest reason that we want to do this is so we have a running tally of how many members we have, and also we have contact information for those members, because we are going to be putting together a members map. For privacy's sake, we are going to keep everybody's locations extremely generalized. But the reason why we're doing this is everybody gets in a jam sometime. Hell, I have, some friends of mine have. I've gotten that phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure quite a few of y'all have as well. But the reason we're doing this is that way, if people are traveling and they're out and about and they have a roadside emergency where they're stuck, stranded, whatever, we are going to have this as a resource available to Discord members. That way they can put out a SOS post, if you will, and anybody that may be in the general vicinity that has resources available to help and assist them, tools, tow vehicle, knowledge, whatever, that way that is there and that's available. Basically, this is a old school analog roadmap to get your ass back to the house kind of thing. At least that's the idea behind it. So that is why we're asking everybody to go through the Patreon to gain access to the Discord. Again, let me reiterate this. You do not have to spend one plug nickel to join my Patreon. We have free membership options available. We always have since day one. The knowledge that I share to everybody on my Patreon, that is never locked behind a paywall. It has never been locked behind a paywall since the first day we clicked go on that, okay? Knowledge is free, and knowledge unshared, that's knowledge lost. So let's get together. Let's pool our knowledge. Let's build this library of knowledge to where we can not only enrich one another, but we can help people that are new to the sport or unfamiliar with working on their own machinery. Let's grow this, guys. Come on. 2025, it's right around the corner. Let's get it started with a bang, y'all. Just to wrap this up, I want to make sure that everybody understands. I'm not trying to pressure anybody into joining the Patreon. However, I do need a list of people to where I can put together our members map. I want to stress to all the existing Patreon members and all the contributing members over on Patreon, your effort and your contribution and your support, it is absolutely not lost upon us. You guys are the core legion of what has got us to this point and helped us all grow and helped us grow together as a community. Y'all are the absolute number one. You've been there since day one. You guys have had my back, and that is not lost on me. You guys are still going to have access to exclusive behind-the-scenes stuff. You're going to have access to exclusive tips and tricks, things like that. Also, the occasional out in left field, what the hell was that? You know, just for giggles, because I'm goofy like that. But I want to assure you guys will always, always be my top priority, and you guys will always have a place at the table in the Jedi Temple. Thank you very much. This is getting kind of long, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and pull the plug on this because we got some keyboardy kind of stuff we got to do where we can knock off some of the rough edges to where we can pull the trigger on this thing. That way we got a place for you guys to show up and check out, look around, kick tires, and wow, hey, I like what they done with the place. Now, if you got any suggestions, if you got any ideas, any feedback, anything like that, by all means, please feel free to message myself or any one of the other listed moderators. They will show up as chancellors because, you know, temple, not a cult, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, feel free to reach out to us. We're open-minded. We're there. We will listen. The one thing that I will ask anybody that joins the Discord, please, the first stop that you make whenever you first log in, please read the rules, consider them, consider whether or not you're willing and able to abide by them. If you are, hey, great, cool. We will welcome you with open arms. If not, no hard feelings, and I totally understand. However, we're trying to make this a all-inclusive, acceptable, and welcoming environment for everybody. We don't want anybody to feel excluded, and on the flip side of that, we don't want anybody to feel put off by some of the things that, you know, happen on other Discord channels. We're trying to keep this open and welcoming for everyone. This is not exactly a family show, but then again, it's not going to be a freak show. It's a little bit of a hodgepodge in between. So anyway, just remember, guys, New Year's is next week. 2025 is right around the corner. We got Christmas behind us. I hope everybody got fat and happy. I hope you got exactly what you wanted. And most of all, I hope you got to spend some time with your friends, your loved ones, your family. I know I did, and I'm damn grateful for it. We had a hell of a good time, and yeah, Mom did too. I love you, Mom. I will see you guys next week right here on the Joe the Mountain Jedi channel. Let's get 2025 rocking and rolling on a good note, and let's come out of the gate running, all right? See ya.
Force will be with you, always.